I can't fucking compete! I just can't fucking compete!
Stand ready for my arrival.
How strong is Steve? If you have been on the internet as of late, you probably have seen a multitude of videos explaining how strong Steve is, often on the thumbnail showing something ridiculous, like Steve holding a galaxy, or Steve fighting Kratos, or Goku, or you see a TikTok edit on why Solo is all a fiction. Whereas the feats, I will tell you how strong Steve is, with proof. This is not some definitive video, not an end all be all, just me throwing my hat in the ring. Steve, aka the player, as described in the end poem, describes the Minecraft world as some kind of dream within a dream. The dream is talking about how your life is a dream, and within that, you play Minecraft, which is the other dream. The player is the last of a group of people of immense sophistication, knowledge, and you, the player, being the last of them. The poem states that the universe is the player itself describing their actions and their path to the end. It is narrated by two deities connected to the player, but that a connection to the Minecraft universe we will touch on later. It's not a game theory. That's as far as I'm gonna get with lore. But for right now, we see how bottom up, see how strong Steve really is. We know that TNT in Minecraft can destroy a 3 block by 3 block by 3 block or 27 cubic meters stone with a single blast. In the game, we know that 1 block equals 1 cubic meter. But what type of stone is the stone in Minecraft? For this, I found a YouTube video by the YouTuber Banana and Bread who discovered what type of stone is most similar to the stone in game. And it's rhyolite, which will help us calculate the amount of energy needed to destroy this stone. A cubic meter, 1 block of TNT with a density of 1.65 grams per centimeter cube weighs 1,650 kilograms. Since 1 gram of TNT releases about 4,184 joules of energy, 1 cubic meter of TNT would release approximately 6.904 billion joules. This is the real world equivalent, as Minecraft game physics are different. Ultimately, a Minecraft TNT block is weaker than 1 cubic meter of TNT. How much? It's about 32 times weaker, with 214 million joules, but it still gives us a baseline. Steve with full Prot 4 netherite armor can easily survive 3 blocks of TNT with about 2 health on normal difficulty, which is about 642 million joules or about 0.15 tons of TNT, which is about the energy needed to destroy a small building. But with the same armor and potion and Turtle Master, you can easily survive 123 blocks of TNT, with Steve being at the epicenter, which equals about 6.15 tons of TNT, barely taking 3 hearts of damage, all the way to surviving a large building level explosion. But there's a problem with this calculation. You're not at the epicenter of each explosion of TNT, but calculating as if the TNT is not a problem, you can get 389 blocks of TNT, which is about 20 tons of TNT, which is enough power to destroy a city block. Now, assume you could have a block of TNT with a higher explosion power. Well, what does explosion power mean? Every explosion in the game has an innate value. Unfortunately, we cannot make the power of TNT higher in game. The closest you can get is with a charge creeper, increasing its explosion radius from 6 to 21, which is the highest value you can survive with Prot 4 netherite armor, potion of Turtle Master, and enchanted golden apple. The explosion leaves a crater about the size of 15 by 15 by 15 meters, which calculating the explosion would yield about 70 tons of TNT, which is just get you higher into the city block ranges. To put into perspective, it's about 0.3% the strength of the bombs that were dropped on Nagasaki. Changing the material from stone to basalt leaves about the same radius, would be about 287 tons of TNT, which would be multi city block level. We can go even further with using diamond blocks, assuming the same way of destruction, you get over 88,000 tons of TNT, which would be borderline large town level, would be 2 times the strength of the bombs that ended World War II combined. The heaviest blocks in Minecraft come down to blue ice and netherite blocks, depending on the weight of the netherite scraps. One block of blue ice is made up of 9 packed ice, which in turn is made up of 9 ice, which is just 1 cubic meter of water, which weighs 1,000 kilograms, times by 9 is 9 ice for 1 packed ice, times 9 again for one blue ice, is 81,000 kilograms. The weight of netherite is just the weight of a gold block times 4. You need 4 gold ingots for a netherite ingot, and because a cubic meter of gold weighs 19,300 kilograms, you could get at least 77,200 kilograms, less than our previous weight for the blue ice. So taking the blue ice weight, multiplying it by 64 for a single stack, times 37 for slots in the inventory, times 27, the amount of slots in a shulker box, would equal about 5,178,816,000 kilograms. Just moving with this weight, having to jump, you would need 50 billion joules of energy. But that also assumes the acceleration of Minecraft is equal to that of the real world, in which gravity is 3 times heavier. So it's 32 meters per second squared, which would equal 165 billion joules, which is 40 tons of TNT to jump with this weight. Oh, yeah, Steve can also row with this weight, but the chest full of shulker boxes is another 3.75 billion kilograms, so in total, 8.39 billion kilograms. But what does this mean? We can try and figure out how hard Steve can hit someone. Using rowing should be at least relative to punching power. It's not a 1-to-1 scale, but should at least be in that range of power. So rowing a boat on blue ice accelerates at 16 meters per second squared. Using force equals mass times acceleration. Newton's second law, you get 134 billion 241 million newtons divided by 2 because each arm does half the work. Assume Steve moves his fist about 1 meter is 6.7 billion for a large building level, less than our previous number. But we can go even further. He's a YouTuber by the name of Schmiedli the Sign Neza using pixel heights of flowing water from the top of height limit to the bottom of the void determined there's actually 1.8 trillion cubic meters of water per bucket. Watch his video on how he explains his process. Now it starts to get crazy. We can multiply this by 81 for one blue ice is 1.458 times 10 to the 14th kilograms, or 146 trillion kilograms in one blue ice block. Multiplied by 64 for a stack times 37 for the inventory slots times 27 for each shulker slot is about 63,936 slots, not including the shulker boxes. Is about 9.218688 times 10 to the 18th kilograms, which is so big I don't even know how big it is. And adding another 73% of that weight on itself for the boat, because Steve can row with this weight, is 1.61268833 times 10 to the 19 kilograms. To find out how much he can punch is 2.5809. No, I messed that up. It's so big. It's 2.580293 times 10 to the 20 joules. Divide 2 for both arms, you get 1.2901466 times 10 to the 20 joules. Enough power to destroy an island, about 31 gigatons, about 1 million times greater than the last number. Enough power to destroy Mount Everest 7 times over via fragmentation. Now, how fast is Steve? His normal sprint speed is 5.6 meters per second, around 20.2 kilometers per hour, and 7.6 meters per second, which is 27.36 kilometers per hour with the Speed 2 potion. With Speed 2 potion in blue ice is about 8.3 meters per second or 30 kilometers per hour. While blue ice boating, he can reach 72 meters per second at 259 kilometers per hour. He can react and fight at these speeds as well as travel at 144 meters per second on soul sand and wearing Depth Strider boots in Dolphin's Grace. 518 kilometers per hour. Steve can tag Enderman, who can dodge and react to arrows at 129.84 meters per second, 468 kilometers per hour, about 1/3 the speed of sound. Steve can also react to the Warden's Sonic Boom attack. It's just an undodgeable attack from its targeting. You're able to put your shield up after it was fired, it just goes through the shield. It's just a gameplay mechanic. Steve can also throw a channeling lightning trident, but there's a kind of no way to get him to the speed of lightning, since not even Enderman can react after the lightning is struck, and it can't dodge it. Although, with explosions amplifying the speed of a projectiles like TNT and having an Enderman be able to dodge it could scale Steve's speed up. In the real world, it detonates at 24,140 kilometers per hour. Steve can potentially put his shield up after the explosion, around Mach 20, but detonation in Minecraft can take up about 4 seconds. You can get him around this speed using Wind Charge Elytra Cannon by the YouTuber Unhappy Bean to Mach 11.3 and even Mach 13. Steve has to react to the speeds roughly, so you could say that Steve, from an in-game perspective, views the TNT explosion as taking 4 seconds. So he should be able to have reaction times in those hypersonic ranges. Creative mode Steve can change the time of day and night moving celestial bodies, so in that solar system tier, he can destroy and create multiple dimensions by creating the world, so a low multiversal feat of power. He can teleport at will, freeze time, increase his speed to an infinite number. Game rule commands, he can immediately respawn, or he can just slash kill his opponents. So maybe he beats Z Goku. Probably not Super.